Hello and welcome to another edition of the Akashic Swan Insights Weekly. We're looking at November 8th through the 14th. So we're rapidly moving through November, coming to December. So when I checked in, I'm Jen Dushin, jendushin.com, Akashic Swan Guidance. I'm using the illuminating journey cards that I created with the guidance of the Akashic Records. So when I'm checking in with this time, it's about purging. So there's a massive purging that's happening, a massive elimination of energies that are trapped as our frequencies are being expanded and shifted. So, it may show up one way in you, another way in someone else, but basically we're being confronted by things that test our metal, I guess. So there is this opportunity to truly allow yourself to be in witness and to experience confrontation without being confrontational. So I'll give you a quick example that happened to me this morning. I was in line at the bank, a long line of people trying to get in to use the ATM. And this older guy with his wife, irritated and wanting to hurry up, like, oh, there's a line, I don't want to wait. And then they were just behind me. So when I got in and I was doing my things, I had a few different things to do. And this guy comes in behind me and starts like speaking in Portuguese, like kind of yelling at me. Not yelling, but like, insistent. Hurry up, what are you doing? You're taking too much time. And I just turned around, I gave him my look, my look of like, are you telling me? And then I just turned away and just continued calmly with my business. I didn't do anything. I didn't get irritated. I didn't feel like I needed to hurry up. I was like, oh, you're expressing yourself. Great. And within a few moments, another slot opened up for him. And I got to do something I needed to do very calmly, very easily, and it worked. So it was, yay, confrontation, I can handle it. Well, who knows, but so that's basically the thing. That's a very tiny story, but it illustrates the idea of being pushed, whether it's out in the world. So these are going to be big picture things, small picture things. So it could be one-on-one confrontation. How are you dealing with it? I've seen through the last few days confrontations coming up, and how I'm dealing with it is I'm actually taking ownership of what I need to take ownership of, so I can go forward without pushing back and saying, don't, somebody yelling at me yelling back, etc. So just being aware that that's out there in the world. Okay, so first card. So Soul Portal 13. Wow, this really speaks to what the energy I've just been talking about. The birthing of the phoenix, right? It's like we've been talking about the death of the old, with death, with the ashes, coming to that place of complete endings, and then the rising or the opening of what is possible. And very interesting, I've just seen a bunch of people going, oh, finally I feel like I can start painting again, or something like that. So this is that energy of the rebirth coming forward. The number 13 is the number of rebirth. It's the divine goddess. It's about redemption, revolution, reformation. So a whole new beginning of being brought into another way of being, like, oh, this is me. I feel that. I can feel the freedom after being constricted and constrained. Physically, we've been constricted and constrained, and physically, mentally, emotionally, etc. We have all this history of being constrained and having to be a certain way, and then bursting forward into this energy of freedom, of expansion. And what catches my eye, the pearl. When grit gets into when natural pearls are created and grit gets into the oyster, into the shell, the oyster, the oyster works with the grit to create this luminescent energy. And that's what we're doing. We're learning to let the grid come in and to help us to create our luminescence. So instead of getting involved in a story of what this person's doing to us, we're looking for the ways that we begin to strengthen who we are, establish or ground this energy of who we are in this time. Who do we need to be to, hold our light, our luminescence, so we can be who we are. So very powerful message from this card about this joyful, expansive, exploding energy. So when we are confronted with something, we get to find the way we want to move through it. And while we're doing it, we're establish a whole new way of being. And, just the exuberance of the animals here, the phoenix just flying, the black unicorn just dancing in the water, the dragon, just expanding. They're all in the creation of creating the pearl. And that's all of us are creating the pearls, the luminescence of who we are, the expansion of becoming that next level. And then we go from the 13, which is a 4, to the 16, which is a 7. This is actually the number of the universal month this month. We are in a 16-7 month. So being struck by the awareness, the luminescence of who we are, the energy of lightning, which is flashing through us, awakening our energy frequencies, because lightning actually expands our frequencies. It connects us to the galaxies, and it reminds us, as this journey in this card is about taking that journey. It's about breaking through the old to, kind of breaking away from the way it's been. So there's this energy of being in the cave, in the water, being, kind of confronting the energy of who we're becoming and being committed to the path of where we need to go, how we become more luminescent, how we become more true to ourselves and our expression. So it definitely is about this journey, and it can feel dangerous. It can feel very invigorating. It can feel emotionally expanding or limiting. It's like we can feel that sense of being expanded and contracted with all this energy that's building up around us. And then the third and final card, so this is very interesting. It's the 18, so 89. So this card, the 16-7, which allows us to kind of or commands us to step into that higher level. Like now that we've been rebirthed and we're commanded to, we're feeling the freedom of the rebirth. We're being commanded to commit to the path, like knowing we're being struck by lightning in a sense, right? We're being awakened, but not just awakened, we're being pushed to create in a different way, not the way we've done it before. And then we come to this card, which is the 18-9. And this is about this idea of truly stepping in beyond that commitment to the receivership, to receiving the waters, the devotional waters of our next level. So we're moving away from an old way of worshipping, or like looking up at others, at gurus, or at readings or the testament, etc., to this. This is a testament to this. So some kind of studying that we've seen in a certain way, that we've accepted as being, all that is. Now going, no, I'm receiving my devotional frequencies. My receptors are open to receiving these higher level frequencies, so I can truly start to nourish myself and be connected to those waters of the divine, and be held in the waters of the earth. And what just strikes me as so interesting is all of these cards today, soul portals, are connected to water. There is a massive amount of energetic frequency moving through water. And of course, we are 67% water. The world is full of water. We rely on water. So breath, water, fire, all those things. So This is definitely a time of endings and awakening. So the purging of the old and the reformatting of the new. So allowing our hearts to open, our third eye, our crown, all of this, like just like it's like we're being expanded, and all of this is opening up and receiving that energy, so we can begin to create from the mythological place that contains all myth, all opportunities, and we're choosing something new. So we're choosing what is true to us as opposed to what we're being fed. So that's this week's reading. Hopefully that lands for you. Let me know how it feels, what's coming up for you. I love to get your comments, your responses. Sending you so much love. This is an exciting week, an exciting time, but it can also be highly exhausting in a sense, because we're working on the frequency level. So it can really tire us out because of the movement that's happening so rapidly. It's like being a baby. Everything's our senses are being bombarded, and so we're needing to have a response, or and then kind of come back and recalibrate, and then expand and recalibrate. So it may feel like a lot of opening and closing. So do take care of yourself. The breath is our mouth. I can't speak. Our most powerful tool. So be sure to use lots of beautiful breath. There's so many amazing ways you can use your breath to come back into your body, to reconnect to that energy of who you are, to the devotional fire, the devotional waters that you're beginning to frequent up to, right? So your energy pool is changing. All of us are changing. So, till next time, my lovely. And I'm Jen Duchenne, jendushen.com, and Akashic Swan Guidance.